All right, thank you for coming back to episode 5 now.
Yeah.
Episode 5. And if you're watching this and you entered the giveaway, shout out you. That's awesome. We're pumped about that. But we have another guest. I'm really pumped for this one. Arguably one of the biggest supporters of the Victory Podcast. But anyways, again, my name is Christian Callaher.
I'm McGuire Turner.
I'm Matthew Birdsong.
Yep. And so he's going to have a lot to say for us. But yeah, the first thing, just tell us about yourself and what your testimony is.
Yeah, man, I'm originally from Jackson, Mississippi. So that's where I've lived my whole life. And this is really my first time living out of the state of Mississippi because I went to junior college at East Miss. But my testimony, I was always raised in the church, just was born going. I remember just being there every week. Matter of fact, I remember actually helping my dad set up and take down church services when I was probably 6. Well, when I was 7 years old, we were doing a devotional with my mom one night, and it just clicked for me.
Yeah.
I got accepted into my heart, was just ready for that next step. And I ended up getting baptized probably about a month or 2 later. And then after that, it kind of just took off from there. And then the challenges started coming for sure. You know, a big part of my testimony is my 9th grade year, I had knee surgery, and that really, really threw me off. I'd never really been hurt, baseball related or anything like that, and it really put me to where I was struggling. And I had the surgery, and I didn't know what to do. I mean, it was the first game of the year for my 9th grade year of high school baseball, first ever high school baseball, any of that. And I'm sitting in my room by myself, just all the time, just constantly thinking, like, why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? Well, for about a week, I just pouted and wanted to be by myself, didn't want to talk to anybody. But then one night I was sitting there by myself, and I opened my Bible. And I started reading. And I just continued and continued as I couldn't do much. I mean, then COVID struck that year too. That was 2020, and I found a lot of time by myself. So I started taking that quiet time and learning more and more, and that's when I feel like my relationship really began to grow. And that's brought me to where I'm at today. And in junior college, one of the best things that ever happened to me is I had 3 roommates, Wyatt Johnson, Aiden Osterbrooks, and John Paul Yates, and they started a Bible study for the whole team. And going into college, I always kind of wonder, like, how is this going to work for me? Where am I going to be at with this? Am I going to go out all the time, or am I going to be one of those guys that's able to lead others and follow my faith the way I should be, go to church every Sunday, do your devotional? Well, they started a Bible study about probably say a month into school. And ever since then, it was every single night, the whole entire year. And thankfully, me and a couple other guys were able to continue that my sophomore year. And I think we've done a great job of it here. So that's where we're at today.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've had some off weeks where we haven't done Bible study here, but I know, like, that's been a big part of the team chemistry when it comes to the believers and trying to grow that within the team. But yeah, that's like we were talking earlier about your injury, and crazy injury to have at such a young age, right?
I mean, I wasn't here.
His
man.
knee. So so just for everybody here.
So when I was in 9th grade, I was hitting, and I wore spikes on turf on a kind of a rough turf field, nothing really nice. And the guy hit me with the pitch in the back of the leg, and when I went to turn to take the pitch, I dislocated my kneecap.
Okay.
So I had such an adrenaline. First game of the year, I was excited. I was hitting a 3-hole. That's hard to believe, but I was hitting a 3-hole, and I popped it back into place on my own. I didn't know. I thought I just had an adrenaline rush from getting hit, and I was on the ground. And when I popped it back into place, I chipped an inch off my kneecap. And then when I was sleeping that night, the shard from my kneecap cut through the ligament in my inner knee. And then I had that surgery, the surgery for my kneecap replaced. So I got 2 screws in there, and I had a microscopic on this left side of my knee. So it was like a 6 to 8 month recovery. It was rough.
It sounded like
15 years old.
It sounded like a 2 to 3 day injury.
Yeah, I think so. Should have been back on the field, huh?
Yeah, no.
But,
no, going back to like being around people and like kind of leading people. Going back to like what he said about our Bible studies and stuff like that, I feel like whenever we get together and we're doing those Bible studies and stuff like that, people are showing like the emotion, like it kind of helps other people out to kind of like come out and be what do we say? Be
bold.
be bold, but also be sensitive.
I know what you're talking about. I don't have it either.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
Being vulnerable and like being with other believers and stuff like that. That helps. That helps other people grow. And honestly, that's what we kind of want to do with this is, especially with like last week's episode with Mitchell. Like that was all about him being vulnerable. And as somebody who might be struggling to like with their walk with Jesus Christ, it's like what starts the walk is you being vulnerable with him. Like you looking at him. I remember I was in a Bible study one day and it was talking about like nobody like say like this is a weird analogy, but say Jesus was like a shower. Like he doesn't want you clean. Like he wants you to get in the shower dirty. Like he wants you all your flaws, everything. He wants you to put that on the table for him, and he wants you to come at him with that to attack like the sins and stuff like that you're struggling with.
Oh yeah.
But going into our next segment, which is like one of me and CK's favorite ones, just because like who doesn't like a good Bible verse?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's your favorite Bible verse and why?
Yeah, my favorite one's Isaiah 60:22, and what it says is, "When the time is right, I will make it happen."
I like that one.
In the future, you could ask me, and I probably had some, or not the future, the past, I had some different answers. But last year, as a JUCO sophomore, you're expecting to get recruited.
Yeah.
2 days before I left for campus for my sophomore year, I found this verse, and it calmed me down. It was like, all right, everything's going to be all right. It's in his hands. And I live by that every day now, whether I'm stressing about a big test, stressing about an outing, stressing about running the mile and a half in the morning or whatever that may be.
It's a big stress.
It just knows that.
Big stress.
Absolutely. I mean, you just know that he has it in his hands, and he's going to make it happen when that time is right.
Yeah. Yeah. So like with that, so like, can you pinpoint like a time? And again, the injury is probably one, and like you just said, this is probably one. But like your faith has been tested, and kind of go into depth on like maybe how God showed up for you there. Like, do you have a time that you can just like pinpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I think the time would be really the knee surgery for sure. But I'll go with a different time. One time I thought my faith was tested is my junior year of high school. I had a really great year on the mound. Well, I come back from my senior year and I had a rough year. I mean, just felt like nothing would go my way. Just felt like everything was going wrong. What I realized is, I really felt like I was being humbled. What happened is just couldn't do what I was supposed to do. I mean, I felt like I was taking the same approach as I did last year, getting hit around, walking guys, whatever that may be. And I got humbled for sure. And I felt like halfway through the year, I just didn't know what I was going to do. Like at that point, like I was really mentally struggling with it and everything. And some of the guys that really weren't pitching started pitching over me, and I was a senior. It just hurt my feelings, honestly. And halfway through the year, I really realized that I started fading away a little bit. And I came back, started reading the Bible, and I was just got really back into it, praying a lot. And that's something I do. I pray a lot on the mound, whether the situation's great, bad, or mediocre, whatever it may be. And I felt like my faith was tested that time to get back in the Word for him. And then sure enough, after I got back into the Word, I got my next start after 2 weeks of not pitching, and best outing I had all year.
Yeah.
So that was a super cool moment for me to be able to realize he was kind of trying to just reel me back in right there because I'd gone a little bit on my own path.
Yeah, and I feel like, and I'm not going to speak for you, but you probably feel like when you went and threw really good that day, you probably were like, yeah, that was all me doing that. Like, it seems like you were like, man, I had something pushing me and helping me. And
yeah, I mean, I feel like especially with sports, it's a lot easier to take like, oh, like that's me. Like I hit that walk-off home run. Oh, I threw that shutout that day. I mean, I feel like that's an easy thing to think of because, in baseball, it's a very interesting sport because, you can't have your team go up there and hit a home run for you, and you can't have your team go up there and throw a strike for me.
Yeah.
So I feel like that makes it easier on us to be like, oh yeah, I did that, rather than giving all the glory to him.
Yeah. No, you see that a lot for sure, and it's hard to balance that. And a lot of younger athletes, if you're listening, like that's the whole like where's your identity at? Because if your identity's in the game, you think you're the one doing everything, and then whenever you fail, it's 10 times harder on you because you think it's just a lot harder.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like whenever I play my best ball is whenever I'm like more carefree. I feel like waking up in the morning and get my day started with like Christ. That makes me go out like throughout the day more carefree because like like I'm living it for him. I'm going to give everything I got towards him, and it takes weight off your shoulders, and you come to the ball field and you're bouncing around and carefree. Like I said, that's when I feel like I play my best ball.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way because, like, if you go to the field and you feel like everything's, on your account, like you're the one deciding your future, then your successes will feel great, right? But the lows, and that's where you really start to find, hey, like having faith in God is really crucial, because when those lows hit, there's only one thing that can truly pull you out.
Yes.
And again, you've already had some trials, and you've said that's pulled you out, so that's great. You can kind of pinpoint that and probably use that to help others. Like that's our calling as believers, is to help others.
Absolutely.
So we kind of talked about how like faith impacts us on the field and the way we compete, and you kind of talked about how you pray while on the field. But let's go deeper into that. I want to hear more.
Yeah. I've always found when I'm pitching, I find peace. So within the past couple of years, I've started kind of praying while I'm on the mound. Well, maybe not even praying, kind of just talking to Christ while I'm up there. And it's made me more relaxed. Like, I know everybody talks about having a slow heartbeat as a pitcher or whatever. Well, that's helped me to do that.
Yeah.
So when I'm up there, whether the bases are loaded in the ball in the ninth and it's a must-have out, I'm talking to him, like, whether that's, God, help me compete to my best of my ability here, or it's give me confidence, please. And then, one of the things that I noticed that I started to kind of fade away from or kind of forget about, like, I was a bullpen guy at East my freshman year, and I get up there, and if I close out a game, we won, I'm celebrating. I didn't take time to give the thanks to him.
Yeah.
So that was something that I've really been trying to get better at, whether we're inter-squad out there, Fall World Series, or we're playing against another team. I think it's very important to, for me, it's a very important part of my game to be able to talk to him while I'm on the field, and then when I'm off the field and I'm done, or even in between innings, like, God, thank you for that inning. Let me get one more, please. Let me compete the best of my ability.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Yeah, giving thanks is a huge one. It helps put you back into perspective of this opportunity that we have here is not just given. We need to be thankful for it, because trust me, there's a lot of people who they stopped playing when they were seniors and had no choice. It wasn't because they wanted to. So yeah, it's a huge thing for like trying to reflect and be thankful for the opportunities and stuff that you're a part of.
I couldn't agree more.
So how would you say that you bring faith into your team, like to your team, and like how do you show your faith outside of, like, say you're going to church or something like that? Like, how do you show people that you're a believer?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a huge, big vocal guy, on the field. I like talking to people personally. That's something that I feel like I'm better at. And, I can think of a prime example of when I was off the baseball field with a buddy of mine last year. I'm not going to say any names, but he was struggling really bad mentally with recruiting. I mean, I would say the process, but you didn't go. But, he struggled a lot, wanting to go D1, wanting to get offers. Felt like he was getting overlooked. And I share with him the Isaiah 60:22. When the time is right, I will make it happen. And I thought that was awesome, because it almost felt like I could see him take a deep breath and relax. And that was a huge thing for me. But, one thing I like to do is, with guys that I feel like are struggling, need a favor, I want to be there for those guys. Like, I want to show them that, hey, I'm here. Why is something different about that guy? Why is he always willing to help me with the smallest things, or whether it be the biggest things? If you need me to drive you across the country to go do something, come talk to me.
No, man, it shows, and like, you're a great dude, and I was able to tell that pretty early on. And
thank you, man.
And it's been a few months, like you're able to start learning guys, but yeah, pretty early on, like, I could tell, like, you're a good dude, and if I needed to go to somebody, I feel like I could go to you.
Thank you, man. It means a lot.
But that kind of leads into this next question I have. Like, do you think that having faith can make that difference, and like how people live?
Dude, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. I truly believe that when my relationship got even stronger with him after that ninth grade year, it changed the way I lived. I mean, it has impacted me in so many different ways. I mean, we'd be here all night. I started talking about
Yeah.
it. But one thing that I see in everyday life for me is, having faith in him takes away stress for me. Knowing that he's got your back no matter the circumstance.
Mhm.
So, I got 2 tests on Friday and a test tomorrow. And I'm sitting here stressing out about this. Well, I'm going to study all today, and I take a deep breath. I'm like, this is silly, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do my absolute best, and no matter what happens, he's got me.
Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of something that I believe makes a difference. I think that helps with stress and a bunch of different things depending on who you are and kind of what you struggle with the most.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So kind of like off topic, but not really. Like, how do you? What does a day in the life look like for you? From when you wake up,
Ooh,
from when you go to bed.
Feels like it's always a long day for sure. When I wake up in the morning, I have an app on my phone called Today, and it's a daily devotional. It won't take you 5 minutes to read. It's a entry verse on what it's going to be on. It's about 2 to 3 small paragraphs, probably 45 sentences, and then there's a prayer at the end of it. I wake up and I read that in the morning time.
Mhm.
That's how I start my day every day. Before I get on social media, before I get on Snapchat, see you text me, whatever. That's how I started my day, and I started that routine. I started reading that probably 2 years ago, but I've just recently, probably in the past month, started reading it in the morning time, which I think is a huge thing, waking up with that. And then I'll go to class for a couple hours out of the day, get some lunch. Then, most of the time we got team practice and weights, depending on the day, weights are at 7:30. So, but after that, it's kind of just hanging out with the guys, trying to just strengthen our friendships here and stuff like that. But at the end of the night, something that me and my girlfriend started doing this year, which I think is huge, is we have started reading a chapter in the Bible every day on our own. We come together at night, we read it, and we go over the points we loved.
That's great.
So that's something that I've really, really enjoyed doing. And shout out to her because she's been a huge part in that.
Yeah.
W girlfriend.
W girlfriend. Yeah, yeah. But she's been a huge part in that for me. And we actually read through the whole book of Proverbs, and we are in Ephesians now. So.
Oh, sweet. Ephesians is a good one to read.
Yeah, I think last night we highlighted almost every verse in the whole.
Yeah.
It was chapter 2 last night.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. So I didn't even have a question like this to ask, but like, how do you feel like having a Christ-centered relationship, like how beneficial is that to you?
Man, it's huge. We walk in our path of life with the guys that the guys you're going to walk with. You want them to be like what you want to be like. So, for example, one thing I've talked about is the people you're around the most is who you're going to be like. So, if you're around guys that are doing the wrong things, you're going to fall into that, whether you're a good guy or not. So I think it's huge to surround yourself with people that are going to make you a better Christian. And with her being able to do that, and we keep each other accountable. We don't miss days. If, she's tired, I'm tired. We're always like, all right, come on. This is more important than being tired. We can sleep later. Like it's fine. So that's a huge thing for me is, staying accountable with each other and having an accountability partner. And I mean, that doesn't have to be your girlfriend. It could be, you could be mine. You could be mine, whatever. Just something like that. Stay accountable, whether it's as small as praying together one day or praying together before a game or, doing a devotional together, reading the Bible together. So that's something that's impacted me a lot this year.
That's exactly how God intended it to be. Have that community. You can't do it all by yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a conversation with somebody this weekend and he was saying that like he felt like he was getting more growth outside of church, and that church was kind of like he wasn't really understanding the like I don't want to say he wasn't understanding the point of it, but he was like, man, I don't know if I'm getting a whole lot out of it. And I remember someone telling me one time, it's like that's given to you. Like the church is not the building you walk into every Sunday; it's the people, right? So God's given us that group of people to be that community for us, and I think it's huge. Like I think I couldn't do a lot of things I've done in life if I didn't have people around me with strong faith.
Yeah, I mean, that is
100%.
definitely a huge thing. I mean, it's just even being with y'all right here. It's a huge thing for me. That's why I was big on having the Bible studies because that's what I've known for 2 years of college, man. I mean, that's something that really, really helped me out. Bad week, I always had that to look forward to.
Yeah.
And, the guys I live with, I was truly blessed my freshman year. Truly blessed. I had 3 guys in that room that truly loved Jesus with all of their heart, and they guided me. The 2 of them are sophomores, one was a freshman, and those will be some of my best friends for life just because of that bond.
Yeah, it's different.
So you kind of like touched on like mentors, like you said, your freshman year and stuff like that. But is there anybody else that like was a major influence or a mentor in your life?
Yeah, I'd say my dad.
Yeah.
He kind of taught me as a young kid what it looks like to be a man and what a follower or a man of Christ really is. I mean, when I was younger and didn't want to go to church, I wanted to sleep. It was a Sunday, it was a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who got me up and got me into church.
Yeah.
I mean, him and my mom, but as a guy, I feel like we
Yeah.
go to our dads more often
Yeah.
than not with that type of thing. I mean, he's taught me a lot of what I have today. I mean, taught me how to, treat women and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's a huge thing also, but most important thing is he's always been there and showed me the right way to live my life and didn't allow me to do the things that would hurt me, even though in the time I was like, why can't he let me just go do that? Why can't I go to this party?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean, you start to really appreciate those things later in life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't realize how much you've learned until it's later, for sure.
Yeah.
Like some of these things, it took me 5-10 years to understand. Oh, that makes sense now.
W dad.
W dad. W dad.
So as a college athlete, we it's great, it's fun.
Yeah.
We get to be with the guys, but
Sometimes.
Yeah, depends on the day.
But there's some hard days, and sometimes they get stacked up. But that may be life or just baseball. But like what keeps you motivated to keep going? With your faith, but really, like, just what keeps you motivated?
I mean, honestly, what keeps me motivated is trying to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can never have enough knowledge about God. I mean, people talk about it. I remember hearing this from my dad a lot when I was younger. Is, hey, Dad, what are you reading? I'm reading the Bible. Didn't you just read the whole Bible last year? Yeah, I'm reading it again. I'm going to get something different out of it this time.
Mm-hmm.
As your life goes on and progresses, it's going to be something different every
Mm-hmm.
single time you read something. Whether it's one singular chapter you read once a year, you'll get something different out of it, which that's super cool to me. So I really enjoy looking forward to that at nighttime, especially now that I'm doing it with my girlfriend. So that's
Mm-hmm.
a huge thing for me. And then, also one thing is to me is you got to remember the baseball's just a game.
Yeah.
It's just a game. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad. It's just like life. You're going to wake up and have a bad day, and you're going to wake up and have a great day. But at the end of the day, you have to have a solid foundation in Christ.
Yeah. No, I think I've realized this too, that like the same verse can mean totally different things depending on where you're at in life.
Absolutely.
And that's like one of the things that I like really love about the Bible and our God in general, is that like something like that can apply to me. Like I can read a verse and that's going to apply to me when I'm happy, when I'm down, when I'm confused. Like it's crazy how this one guidebook that we have is able to do that. And it's only the Holy Spirit in Christ and just everything all together. Like you're able to see that.
Yeah. Another thing I think super cool about it is me and Mac read the same verse, wrote notes down on it. I guarantee you there might be a point or two that's the same, something basic, but when we get to the deeper meaning of our notes, his is going to be completely different than mine, and we've read the same exact words on the same exact paper.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Another thing would be like, for me, being an athlete and like the way I go about life is not like, it's going to sound bad, but I go at it as like, it's a game. Like you're talking about like wanting to learn or like being eager to learn. Like that's how I am with baseball. Like I want to learn. Like if somebody's talking about a way of hitting, like I want to know what he's talking about. But that I feel like that's helped me too, because I want to be like, if I'm interested in something, I'm going to be eager to learn about it. And like going like I was actually talking to my girlfriend about it. It's like being like, it's gonna sound bad, but being competitive, like wanting to learn more than ever. Like again, it's gonna sound bad, but wanting to win at life is what like it came down to. And she was like, is that like really like how you want to be? I was like, yeah, I want to read the Bible and I want to like learn everything or try to understand everything it's trying to give me in order to win. And that's where like obviously victory comes from. But
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So like, what do you mean? Like, what does the win mean to you?
I mean, seeing the freaking Golden Gates and like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's the ultimate goal for sure.
Yeah.
But again, flipping the script here, baseball guy. What keeps you wanting to play the game of baseball? What made you pursue it?
Honestly, I don't really know what made me pursue it. I just remember as a little kid, like what is it, 3, 4 years old when you can play. I just always remember asking my parents, sign me up, and I loved it, and it was just fell in love with it instantly. And I feel like that's kind of been a thing that's made me want to be the best that I can be at that because I love it. I mean, I love doing it. There's days that like everybody talks about, you don't want to be at practice that day, but you go out there because you love it and you love the guys next to you. So that's kind of what's inspired me to pursue it and keep going. Um, I also feel like it's kind of a learning thing for me. It's something that I found really cool with baseball. Is baseball's a game of failure. You're gonna fail in your faith. You're going to. You're gonna make mistakes. We're human. You're gonna fail in baseball. It's how you bounce back. So that was something huge for me that I kind of connected there. That was later in life thing. That wasn't something when I was 10, 11 years old figuring that out.
Yeah.
But that's something that I found really cool about it.
Yeah, I think the failures are the best thing about all of it.
Yeah, makes you better. Yeah. I mean, better person, better player.
It's just a room for growth. Like it's just that I think maybe it's just where the state of life I'm in right now. But I'm starting to see like a lot more opportunities for growth everywhere. Like, and maybe it's like I'm eager to grow, and like kind of similar to what you're saying. Like you just want to like get better at knowing something, and like especially this podcast. Like I want to learn more because like I want to help somebody out. I want to say something that resonates with somebody. But then again, like you kind of have to ask God for that wisdom, anyways. And I'm not just gonna wake up one day and just know everything. That'd be pretty cool. But
yeah, you got to put in the time for sure.
I honestly feel like having people on here helps me out like as well. Like I'll be learning new things like all the time.
Yeah, I can. I'm not on here with y'all all the time, so when I've watched y'all's episodes, I mean, I've learned something new every single time. And honestly, I think that's great because, I'm sitting in the deer stand the other day watching Mitchell Rhodes on here. Yeah. And that is huge, man. I love what he did. I mean, I spent an hour sitting there in the deer stand while I'm
#1 fan,
freezing cold, and enjoyed that. And just you can take something new out of everything y'all do, whether it's something y'all two say or the person on here. And sometimes it's all three of y'all. You never know.
Yeah, no, this guy, he led a 10-point walk this past weekend because he was watching our pod.
Oh, man.
Hey, but, like, I was thinking about this. They've never, like, heard our reason of, like, why we play baseball.
Yeah, I don't
think. We've never said, like.
Did we talk about it?
No, I don't think we did. I think we just kind of, like, we play baseball because we've been playing it.
All right, go ahead.
And I got to hear this. Let's hear you first.
I mean, honestly, it's probably just the cliche answer. I've been playing it since I've been little, but, like, I just remember, like, I think in my mind it was so my dad told me like I had this little red bat that I would just carry around with a foam ball, and I would like hand it to my dad and I'd just be in the living room, and I think that like I was good at it, and I think that it like made my dad happy.
Yeah,
and so like it was like one of those things where like I saw him like enjoying me playing baseball, and it was like and I mean obviously I play baseball because like I love the game of baseball and like what it brings me and stuff like that, but like.
You had to learn to love it.
Yeah, like, obviously. But that was mean. Sorry, that sounded really mean.
What?
Yeah, obviously. But
no, I didn't think about it like that.
I didn't hear it like that.
No, but freaking like the meeting new people, bro. Like every year, dude, I'm so excited to see like what new guys we got.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was thinking about this the other day. Every year, like we have guys that are like the exact same people as we played with before. Like Sparks is just like Weidman. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
But obviously you'll have like some of those guys that like one of a kind. Yeah. Connor Croson, one of those guys.
Yeah,
one of a kind. Seth Gurley, one of a kind.
Mason Creasy's one of a kind.
Mason Creasy's one of a kind.
And if he's watching this, I hope you are. But shout out.
But you, why?
Yeah, I mean, I can't like think back and like see myself like, hey, sign me up for baseball. Hey, I'm swinging a bat. I'm giving my dad a bat. Like, I don't really like. I can't picture me doing that. I just know that like. My dad was big on me like getting into sports, which I'm glad he was. Yeah. It's opened so many doors for me. But I think like it was one of those things where I saw my dad happy, saw my parents proud of me, and that was what made me like, all right, yeah, I want to keep doing this and playing sports and doing it and be good at it.
I agree.
But I think just throughout my career, I've never been like the best player. Like I've never been the guy that's the best on the field, and I think that's maybe. I wouldn't even say it's put a chip on my shoulder because I don't think I'm that type of guy where it's like I'm just trying to show you up because I have a chip on my shoulder. But I think it's made me look at the game a lot differently. And now like I think I pursue it a different way now.
I think competitiveness is like a big part of what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what fuels me too. So
yeah, like I love competing, and I like competing with myself, and I think it might just be like an answer that people like want to hear, but like seriously, like I like failing and then doing better and failing and doing better, and just like that process of just slowly growing and tearing up.
It's like the satisfaction or the
it's weird, like, and that's the thing with this question is like I feel like you keep pursuing baseball for different reasons throughout your life.
Yeah,
like asking this question, like, yeah, when we were younger, we pursued it for a totally different reason than me pursuing it in college. So, but yeah, so like while we're on the topic of being young, getting into the game young, what would you say to like younger athletes, and like what is some advice that you'd like to give to them, or like advice you wish you had when you were younger?
No matter what age you are, continue to play like it's a kid's game. It can get turned into a business for sure, and that's when you start kind of getting tense. And like you said, baseball's meant to be played loose. Like that's something with it. And then another thing I'd say is, no matter what happens, give all the glory to God. I mean, baseball, football, whatever sport you're playing is going to end one day, but Christianity is forever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
Do you remember last year? What I mean, it was kind of like a group. It was kind of like a joint effort thing. But me and Woody were like, I called Woody one day during Christmas break, and I was like, "Hey, like, I feel like we need something this year.
Yeah.
Like, we need something to motivate us." And I was like, "What if we like all brought like our jerseys from when we were a kid, or like a jersey that like motivates us and stuff like that?" And we actually, and most guys in here had like jerseys hanging up in the back of their lockers. Like Woolger still has his in there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But like, we all had jerseys up here from when we were little. I remember I had my old school jersey.
Sidewinders?
No, I mean I had a Sidewinders, but I had my last college in there. So I looked at it every day and just made me mad, but that's what I used.
A little competitive edge.
No, but I think we need to do something like that this year. I was talking to somebody and somebody said like throw a picture up there from when you were little or something like that, because like that was last year's thing. But I don't
Bring
know,
a hat or something.
Yeah, hat would be a good one. We need to get together on that.
I think seeing yourself as a younger athlete is like being reminded of that is definitely. Like, I see these TikToks all the time, and it's like the AI thing of like you with your younger self. I'm like, dang, that kind of hits hard, because like my younger self, I was just literally just out there having fun. I could not wait for my dad to take me to the field for practice. Like what do you feel like what's your favorite like baseball memory? Like, can you think of one?
Oh man, there's probably two. So when I was really young, I'd probably say I was like 7 or 8. I played on this team, and it wasn't that we had bad players on the team, but it didn't seem like we could all click every time. Like some days our defense would play good, some days our offense would play good. We didn't win a game for like 30 straight games. Nice. We won our first game, and dude, it was like the best thing ever. And that team was called the Rage, actually.
I was gonna think Bad News Bears, but
the Rage.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome, and it took off from there. But just something. One of my favorite memories is always meeting new guys. I mean, I'd say I'm a fairly social person, so meeting new guys, and especially guys that are big in their faith too, and even guys that maybe aren't, you can impact them in some way, because I feel like that's the reason why we're all here. I mean, I don't think you're ever gonna just walk into a baseball locker room and everyone's gonna have that strength of a relationship with Christ.
No. So the cool thing to me is like, so whenever you're super confident in your faith and like you can help others, and then you start seeing them get more confident in their faith, and then you start struggling a little bit, and then that person picks you up, like, dude, like that's
it's like a Jedi Padawan type deal.
No, but it's just like God's like, hey, look, bro, I got you.
Yeah.
No, it's just so cool. Like I think this podcast has really like given me a spark to my like walk with God. Like I don't know. I'm gonna sit here and it's gonna sound so weird, cheesy.
We were talking about like not like you not having church not being like under a roof or something like that. Like, you know what you're saying? I wonder if we're like somebody's church. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I feel like that would be.
Yeah, the church, like I said, like the church is the building, it's the people.
Yeah.
And that's not me. I didn't say that. It's someone else said that. But I'm not just some wise guy.
You're not gonna
Famous
take credit
quote
for
by
that?
CK.
No, I'm not gonna take credit for that. But dude, you know who has some wise quotes?
Let me guess. Like what?
Yeah. See, we gotta shout him out. We've shouted him out.
We told him earlier. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like, do you enjoy being shouted out every podcast?
Yeah. People are gonna feel like
He's
they
like,
don't.
much love.
Yeah. Yeah. But
To kind of wrap the podcast up, we always do this. It's a very good segment. I feel like we learn a lot whenever we ask this question. What does victory mean to you when it comes to Christianity?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like victory is something you got to take the small wins in for sure. And something I can take that off of is being able to get a win like that. Like if you're going to go say some word that you shouldn't be saying and you catch yourself.
Yeah.
You know, somebody frustrates you and normally you say something back to them that is frowned upon in being a Christian, and you find yourself stopping yourself to say that word. That's huge. I mean, that's a small victory at the end of the day, but that is a huge thing to be able to do because you're progressing in your faith.
Mhm.
And that's the biggest thing. It's like, I think of it as kind of like a ladder. Like you're going to go up one, up one, up one until you finally get to that point, and then it's going to be a new challenge. I mean, there's new challenges every day. And then another personal thing that I consider a victory is when I can read my devotional and take something away from it and not just read it to say, oh, I got to read it. It's got to be something. I'm going to take something away from this. This is going to make me a better Christian, learn more about him. So that's kind of what I consider a victory for Christianity.
Yeah, that's great. Like the devotional thing, yeah, like that's definitely a victory when you can apply something to your life every single day. And you know, sometimes it's to help yourself, like that. Like you need that to pick you up that day.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's to help others, and that's the beautiful thing about it. And I think the more you do that, just the easier it comes to see those things like in your life day to day. You know, but this is the best. No, I won't say the best part of the pod because the best part is when we have our guys on. But second best part of the pod,
definitely the most nerve-wracking,
is Mac motivation.
So
here we go.
I've been kind of cooking up over here, and you know, we've been talking about like competing. Like, would you say competing in your faith is like a bad way to put it?
I mean,
because I feel like I always put it in the worst words, and that's
no. I mean, I don't know if like you should
competing against yourself in your faith.
Like I see what you're saying with the compete thing. Like I know you're not competing against him to be a better Christian.
Yeah,
right? That's not what you're saying. You really what you're trying to use the analogy for is like competing like within yourself, like trying to get better.
Yeah. But no, so like talking about competing with yourself in your faith and failing, and like I think like we all need to fail, dude.
Yeah.
Like I mean that was a huge thing for me is I failed a lot back in the day, and like doing that like it definitely set me back. But like freaking somebody needs to hear this. Like if you're in those trenches and like you've been thinking about like, hey, I need to become a better Christian, like, or I need to become a Christian, or I need to do this, I need to do that, get uncomfortable. Like I remember somebody saying you need to do something uncomfortable every single day in order to like be the best you possibly can. And that's just like in life, you know what I'm saying? But like if you're thinking about like opening your Bible up or like praying to him, freaking do it. Get uncomfortable. Like see if you enjoy it or if you don't. Like if you don't, I mean it's not for you. If you do, I mean that's freaking like that's the finish line. You know what I'm saying? Like once you hit that wall, like you look up, you're like, all right, I gotta climb now. Like you're talking about the freaking ladder. Freaking ladder.
Circle moment.
But no, that's all I got.
Yeah. Great. Hold on. Do a little slow.
Go to God, I'm talking about Christ. Locking in, I gave him my life. In the Bible, if I'm having trouble in life, that's where I go get my advice. I had to put down all my vice. That's why I locked in with my wife. Not stand up, but I made a list of sin. I'm scratching and checking it twice. Can't nothing go bigger than Can't nothing go bigger than God. Transform, renewing my mind. Run to Jesus, not wasting no time. Here to worship, ain't talking about vibes. Rich in spirit, ain't talking about shine. Do this indie like my name was Tory. I know the guy with me like shout out to Tribe. Back in my Bible on daily, I used to move shady. I used to smoke AP, okay. God is a surgeon, you know he came and got me. Operation came and changed me, okay. Gave him the color red, I'm covered in blood, and that's how they paint me, okay. Got me a ring on my finger, I look at my shorty, she calling me baby, okay.